各位朋友，大家好，歡迎收睇人氣馬場。其實過去幾年嘅香港賽馬咧，講嘅騎師咧都係潘頓啊同埋莫雷拉嘅啫。不過今年咧，相信會有翻新氣象啦。事關呢3屆冠軍騎師蘇兆輝咧，將會咧再次嚟到香港啊。咁啊，其實咧近幾年咧成績有高有低啦。究竟咩原因令到佢咧要再次嚟到香港發展呢？又聽下我同佢嘅訪問啦。Hello, Silvestre. Welcome back to Hong Kong. So, what brings you again to Hong Kong?
Well, I think it's the race, the competitive, and I just since last time I was here was 3 years ago, so I kind of missed the place as well, you know.
Yeah, actually, I would say that you should come earlier if there's no pandemic, because last year you already applied and then you got the invite from the jockey club, but because of the pandemic, that's why you just a little bit defer of your Hong Kong riding staying, right?
Yes, and absolutely, like, you know, it's a bit of a shame because I was very keen to come, but with the COVID situation, the quarantine, and when I spoken to my family and we thought it would be too long for me in the quarantine, and I just did not want to put myself through that stage, you know. But I'm grateful they would accept me again in the place. You know, I was heartbroken, and I know I disappointed a lot of people because I didn't turn up, but I hope they all understood the situation, you know.
Yes. So I can see on your last day in the UK, you had a winner, and also on the Twitter, lots of social medias, people will say that, oh, you have a perfect ending in your UK career. So as we all know that you're a 3-time champion there, so can you just tell us a little bit more about your UK successful stories?
Yes, and you know, the people only see my last 3 championships, you know, the 3 titles I won. But for 10 years, I've been running the top 2, top 3 jockeys in the country. So I think I made a very good career in England, and with all the support I have over there. And, you know, I only have to say thank you. You know, I rode a lot of good horses, and I had a lot of support from big owners and small owners. And even from the couple of owners from here, from Hong Kong, like Ben Wong, you know. So he always pulled me up. And it's like he's not in the career, and he's just moving, you know, moving for my best and for my best future. That's how I see.
Yeah, at that time, I think 3 years ago, because you're still riding for big owners. So
yes.
3 years ago, you're the stable jockey for Godolphin and then King Power.
Yes.
So you just have been associated with all the big names. So is it this time is the perfect time because you have no longer the stable jockey for anyone, and then you can just like work for your own name here?
Yes, like when I was here last time, I have to go back because I have commitments, you know, and we finished the contract in a good terms. You know, they just decided they wasn't going to have any longer stable jockey because numbers of horses come down.
Yes.
They cut down in numbers, so like let's say from 100, they're dropping back in numbers.
Yes.
So, and the quality probably wasn't the same, you know, they're looking for. And with COVID situation,
yes.
they all changed around the globe, you know, in the race industry, especially in England, you know, COVID has hit very hard racing. But no, it's a thing I always have in the back of my mind, and to ride in Hong Kong one day, you know, and I thought myself this would be the opportunity that I couldn't turn down, and I'm very grateful the Hong Kong racing has accepted me again, you know.
Sometimes it's a little bit frustrating when you are a stable jockey and the stable not just like having so many top class horses. And even though it's quite sad that you are just like sitting there when you're watching a Group 1, but the team have without a winner, right?
Yes, and you know, I had a great success in my last retainer, King Power Racing, and I managed to win Group 1s every year for them, you know. So, you know, but at the same time, you know, we pick 1 or 2 good horses, but you have to ride the low classes one as well, but everywhere else like that, you know. But they got lovely horses. They buy nice horses, well pedigree horses, you know, and you know, we had a good success together, you know, and now I will miss them, but you know, I'm sure they're always going to think in the back of my mind they have me as a returning jockey as well.
I'm sure that this time you are more well prepared for yourself to come to Hong Kong. So are you going to mount a challenge to, you know, we have two main jockeys, Seth Purton and Joe Morella. So are you going to challenge them to be a champion jockey in Hong Kong?
Well, I think it will be very tough for me to come from England and say I'm going to challenge. I think is, you know, I don't know if I'll be able for that, but I want to be competitive, and I know Zach is a top rider, Joe's a top rider, and so other jockeys behind him. And but I just want to be competitive, and you know, and trying to ride winners. And I have no tag how many winners are going to ride in Hong Kong. Probably I could ride, you know, a lot of winners, maybe none, you know. But I will try my best in every single ride, and no, I'm up for a good ride, and I accept the ride, and you know, if they give me a ride, and I look it up, and I hope to accept, you know.
So Silvestre, there's two topics very hot in hot topics in UK. One is the whipping routes, and also it's about the size of the field actually is getting smaller, and some trainers would like to just like ask the authority to just like cut races. So what do you think of this? Is that there's quite a big impact on your career as well?
And I wouldn't say make an impact in my career, but making everybody's career, you know, because race in England is a big industry, you know, is massive, and but when you see the fields like cutting down, like you know, you see a maiden Newmarket, the cream of the top of racing, like 6 horses and 4 horses, is sad to see, you know. And I think we do have a lot of races, and I think we should calm down in numbers of races and try to make more competitive in terms of numbers of horses in a race. So everybody would get a chance, and we could run around for a bit of more prize money the way it is, you know.
And also the whipping rules, so even we see that Frankie Dettori, because of over whipping, got 14 days suspension. There's a lot of big names jockey. Because we all know that just like closing to the finishing line, you tried your best to win the race. So you don't even know how many whips you had already. So is it a big influence as well? Yeah,
it's different, the rules they're trying to bring into racing, you know. And I think they take the spirit of winning away, you know, they take your spirit away when you come with adrenaline to win a race and a driving finish. Sometimes a horse needs the motivation to keep going the same speed you're coming from the last 400. And if you don't have a whip to keep your horse motivated to keep to the top level, to the top speed, it's hard to do so, you know. And you only can push a horse for so long, and you need a whip to keep going the same speed. And I don't agree with the rules. I think they're gonna make the race boring. They're gonna make the big owners away from the race, and the small owners as well. And I think the way the rule is absolute fine. And even the whip we use now is not like the old days. It's air cushion. You know, you got a sponge in it, and it's more like a driving and the balance and you know the body language of the jockey on top of the horse. If they take the whip away, probably they take the spirit of racing and win races away. You know, and I don't agree with the disqualify. Just think if you own a horse and your jockey gives 2 smacks extra, you lose all prize money, and the jockey probably loses his prize money as well. So, but I think that will bring more corruption to the racing. You know, because they take the spirit away, so the corruption will come into racing.
Definitely. So among all your winners over the past few years since you returned to UK, what's the most memorable one? Is it Winter Power or something?
I think so, yeah, Winter Power, and obviously...
Yeah, that one should be very emotional, because just like after the big boss passed away.
Yeah, no, that was before that, and I rode a Group 1 for them at Ascot. Don't Want the Triumph. That was my first group winner for King Power. But Winter Power was my last one, it was just a year ago, and the Group 1, before we decided to finish. But that's the last Group 1 they had as well. So no, I think we had a very successful, you know, considering the numbers of horses we had, and we placed every horse. And no, but that was the highlight of probably last year in my career. You know.
So I know that Victoria and your family own just like equine training center in England, and actually there's a lot of youngsters learn to ride, and you guys also prepare and do some break-in for the trainers as well. So are your family coming to Hong Kong this time?
Yes, Victoria will join me in December. So obviously we got things at home like Breakfield Equine, and you know, we kind of pre-training horses and sweet them up and breaking babies, and you know, we have a small team, And no, yeah, it's something for the future, and Victoria loves to do that. You know, she really likes horses, and we got ponies, we got dogs, we got everything. You know, it's a small team, but we're trying to. That's the thing she have in mind to do when I'm finished. You know.
Yes.
But we're breaking horses and pre-training and getting to the gallops to get her ready and pass them on back to the trainers.
Yes. So any expectations of your riding stings this time in Hong Kong?
I just want to be competitive and hope to get in a few rides, and I hope to deliver the winners.
Yeah, so you have won the Hong Kong Cup and also the Jockey Cup. Any races you would like to win in Hong Kong?
I love to win the Derby. Yeah, I love to pick up a ride to go for the Derby. That's why I came out early, and I hope to be associated with a nice horse.
So can you name 3 most influential people in your life?
Probably my wife, and you know, the mother of my kids, and Mark Johnson, training as a trainer, and my agent.
Yeah. What's the name of your agent?
Shelley.
Shelley. Yeah.
Shelley
Mark Johnson just make history to be the first trainer in history to win 5,000 races.
Yeah.
So you pair with him since your initial career in UK.
Yeah, and I ruled a few favors for him just before I left. He was needed 1 win, and I couldn't deliver for him. But you know, and I rolled plenty winners for Mark, and you know, I have a big spot for him in my heart. You know,
yes.
Carry him, and you know, he's a top class trainer, top class man.
Yeah. So this time, I think every local racing fans would love to see you because you have a very high successful rate in Hong Kong, and hopefully you can win the Hong Kong Derby as soon as possible too.
Yeah, I hope so one day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, Ian.